If you like making videos, but you haven't figured out how to monetize it, you are not getting enough views to get paid, or you haven't been able to get monetized by the platform for AdSense, you're going to want to watch this video because I'm going to show you how to run an entire actual business that you control for just $10 a month. Now, I want you to put that into perspective here because we're talking about one drive-through meal or two coffees, and you can run a legitimate business that you could go full-time in. If you like creating this educational content and you like helping people, but you don't want to do time heavy, intensive, high ticket coaching, you don't want to create or sell cookie cutter courses, then I'm going to show you how to turn what's in your head into a business. And for you to understand that, you'll probably be thinking the same thing that I thought is like, I don't have anything to offer anybody. Why would anybody pay me? What could I start a business about? And all you have to remember is that this is what a business is. It's just solving problems. And the easiest way to solve problems is using your existing knowledge based on your skills and your experiences and the things that you have gotten good at. So a business simply solves problems. That is all they do. And that problem solving creates value for other people, and that's what they will pay for. Now, what is value? Value is helping somebody save time, money, make money, or save headaches and stress because you show them a quicker and more efficient way to do something. And this is where we get into the whole psychology thing that I just didn't understand about business before. And that's why I struggled. Because everybody's at a point A, right? They're at this unhappy place where like, I want this, I don't have it, and I'm sad because I don't have it. And all they want to do, they don't want to buy your program, they don't want to buy your tools, they don't want to buy your course. All they want to do is get to point B. Right? If you think about it, it's like we don't buy a hammer because we want to own a hammer. We buy a hammer because we want a hole in the wall. It's very simple. Now, with information, it's a series of steps that you have probably systematized because you're good at it and you know how to do it. And if you've done it enough, you know what that series of steps is. And even if you share those steps with somebody and you share this knowledge with them for free, in all likelihood, they're going to get hung up somewhere between step 2 and 3, and they're going to need your help. And if you offer to help them implement that solution, then they would be willing to pay you because they just want to get to point B, which is they're going from their CS, their current situation, to their DS, which is their desired situation. And that's where they're happy. And as long as you can make them happy, then you have a business and you can use your existing knowledge to do it. Now, a lot of people think you need a lot of expensive things to run a business, but it's 2025, almost to the end of 2025. And here's what I'm telling you, you don't need anymore. You don't need a bunch of expensive or complicated high-tech tools to run a business anymore. That means you don't need a website because websites aren't really built to help people do anything other than look pretty. You don't need funnels because nobody wants to be in a funnel. Would you like your grandmother to be in a funnel? No. So you don't need funnels because funnels are this one-way type of communication that nobody feels good about. You don't need customer relationship managers where you have to pay lots of money to store the names and the emails of all these people. And nobody wants to get email every single day. But what people do like to do is they like to be part of a shared experience, which is called a community. And that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about building a community. And if I can put it into something that might make it easier for you to understand, think about Netflix. Now, think about if you had your own version of Netflix and it was only about one subject. And by learning about that subject and by helping people with that subject, they could overcome some sort of problem or reach some sort of destination or transformation that they wanted. And they would be willing to pay you. If people are willing to pay $23 a month just to watch a bunch of shows that entertain or distract them, don't you think they'd be willing to pay $25 a month or $49 a month or maybe even more if they could get information that helps them solve a problem? So you don't need all those things. All you need now is a laptop, a cell phone, one or the other, maybe both, good Wi-Fi, and you need to develop a place where people can take part in this knowledge. Now, how is your knowledge valuable? I want you to think about it in categories. Because when you think about it in categories, you understand where the value really is and what people are willing to pay for. And these categories that I'm showing you, I'm showing them for a reason, because I'm about to show you the place where we make communities about these categories. So it could be hobbies, it could be spirituality, it could be about tech, it could be about music, it could be about health, sports, self-improvement, relationships. Now, one of the things I don't put on here is money, because most people don't know how to make money. And I think it's kind of unethical for people to sell courses on how to make money, and the only way they make money is by selling the courses. I never wanted to do that. That's why I love this community-based income model that I'm showing you here. Now, we're going to use something called Skool, and I'm going to get to why Skool here in just a second, but I want to show it to you first. This is Skool. Now, Skool is a place where 20 million users currently reside. They're growing by 1 million users every 14 days or so. They're also growing by 2,000 new communities a day. Now, I want you to put that in perspective, because they've got 195,000 communities. And those categories that I showed you are because those are the categories where people develop school groups: hobbies, music, money, spirituality, tech, health, sports, self-improvement, and relationships. And I just want to show you a handful of these, and maybe not some of the big ones. Look at this guy. Find your purpose. 35 members paying $49 a month. Or 3,000 members trying to get a better credit score, and they're paying $8 a month. This guy's making $24,000 a month in his community. Look at this guy, $2,600 a month to get people in anime level shredded shape, $297 a year. I mean, that's pretty crazy. And then you look at some of the top communities on here. Pickleball. This is 1,100 people paying $39 a month to learn online how to do something that you can only do in person, which is pickleball. You can't play pickleball on the internet, but there's 1,000 plus people paying $39 a month to be part of that community. So this is what I'm talking about. You can take your knowledge in any one of those 9 categories and you can turn it into a school group. Now, another reason you want to be on Skool is because, like I said, the traffic here is absolutely insane. And part of the reason the traffic is so heavy here is because Skool is co-owned by this guy. And if you don't know who Alex Hormozi is, he is a guy that has written 3 Amazon best-selling books. These are them right there. And this book right here, $100 Million Offers, completely changed my life. It taught me how to use my knowledge as value to other people. It taught me how to build an offer. Then this one taught me how to get leads for that offer. And then this one, which is Money Models, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that in a second. This book sold $106 million worth of copies in 48 hours. And it was kind of this meta experience where by selling that much in volume of his book, which made it the 4th fastest selling book of all time and the fastest non-fiction selling book of all time, he proved that the money models work. But if you don't know who Alex is, he has not only written those books, but he and his wife were worth $100 million by the time that they were age 31. So he's not some guy who just talks the talk. He actually walked the walk for a decade before anybody knew who he was. And then about a year and a half or so ago, he decided he was going to invest in this thing called Skool. And ever since he has gotten involved and he's talked about it to his 10 million followers throughout all social media platforms, traffic on this platform has absolutely exploded and dwarfed any other community platform on the internet, hands down. So that is why Skool is the best. Now, another reason Skool is the best, and the reason that the founder created it, this guy named Sam Ovens, who you probably don't know, but he'd run a $30 million a year business before this, is he wanted some place where everything you need to run a successful business is all in one place, and you don't have to pay for all these other tools that you have to try to connect together. And so that's why community, classroom, calendar, and cash collection are all in one place. So in the community, you can communicate with one another. You can ask questions. You can post things. You can get feedback on things that you're doing. Then you have something called a classroom. And inside the classroom, when people go in there, they can watch pre-recorded videos. And then the last thing that they can do, and that really the most powerful thing to me, is when you have the opportunity to meet live with people. That's why this is so much better than selling courses, because you get to spend consistent weekly time with people who can help you overcome the areas where you get stuck. And by doing that, you get more value. So everything that you need to run a business, including collecting the cash, Skool does all that for you as well. Everything is in one place. So that's why you don't need websites and funnels and CRMs and email autoresponders. You don't even need Zoom, because when you look now inside of Skool, and you click on this, this is like Zoom or like Google Meet, and it's free for our Skool members. So in other words, you can schedule a calendar event, or you can just randomly go live if you decide to do so. And the way that you do that is you just come over here into the community, you click the go live button, and there you are. You are going live inside of a Skool community. And this, the best part about this is the fact that you can do this for $10 a month. And the reason I said that at the top of this video was because when you click on this, number one, you see that I invited you, and then you go to create your community. You have two options. Now, most people don't need a $99 a month community. When I got started 2.5 years ago, we didn't have a $9 option. All we had was $99 a month communities. And in the beginning, you couldn't even monetize those communities. So we had to go on faith that one day you were going to be able to monetize this. But you can start a community for 14 days for free. And then after that, it's only $9 a month. And that's why I said for less than a drive-through meal a month, you can run a business. And you've already seen how successful these communities can be. So why do we use Skool and not other platforms? And why does Skool make the most sense to run a business? Well, number one, your knowledge is an original offer. You've already seen the kind of recurring income that you can create, which is much better than trying to sell one-off products and services. You've seen the ridiculously low cost to run the business and the incredibly high margins that you can see as profit from this, because you only need this one tool. And then you've also now seen the referral flywheel. And let me go back and show you that, because once you're inside a community, you get an affiliate link, whether you're in the paid tier of the community or if you are in the free section of the community, because you can have a free community, but then you can have paid tiers inside of a free community, which is the best of both worlds, because people that don't know you can get inside your free community, get lots of value. And then when they want to upgrade All they have to do is come over here to the premium tier and they click on that. And then they have the option of upgrading for whatever you decide to charge per month. And then in premium, you give them more benefits than you gave them in the free community. But when they go in and they go to invite people with that link, what happens is the people that they invite, when they upgrade to the paid tiers, you get a commission percentage that is set by the group owner. And if you look at my percentage, everybody that is inside my community that recommends my community to other people, when those people upgrade, 50% per month of the revenue that is generated. So it's a 50-50 split. It's like we're partners in growing the community. So not only can you build recurring income from your own knowledge, you can also recommend other communities to people and create other income sources just by recommending those people. So that is why Skool gives you this referral flywheel opportunity. And then the last thing that Skool does is it helps you enact everything that is inside this book, this $100 million money models. Because what Alex says and teaches inside of that book is you need an attraction offer. Your free Skool group is an attraction offer. There's upsell opportunities inside, there's downsell opportunities inside, and then of course you've seen the continuity offer, or what we call monthly recurring revenue. So that's why Skool is the easiest way to run a business. All you have to do is drive traffic to your Skool group, give value, offer to give more value. People will join your paid tier inside of Skool, and then you can make recurring income. And yes, you can see that it's very, very possible that you could go full time teaching something as simple as painting or fly fishing or Excel. Anything you want to teach inside of Skool and you would enjoy teaching inside of Skool, you can start a Skool community about.